Hey, this is Max. Welcome back to another CSR2 video. So this season we have a new showdown, the OA showdown, which is important because you can win a car at 1200, if I can not screw this up and get to 12 right here, which is a car that you're going to need because you're going to want to finish LA builders to get this car, and one of the lock-in is that car that you win from the showdown. So, given that, if you already have a F5 Venom, you're going to want to use that because the Venom concept is the top choice here. The problem is, of course, the way to get crates for this Venom concept is not through the showdown crates, because that's only for the elite. It's not for the step up, because that's the car that you may need for a lock-in. We'll talk about that in a different video. Where you're going to get crates will be right here through good old Made in America crates, through locking in the F5 Venom as your second car. So if your F5 Venom is not fully maxed and you want to partake in that showdown and you want to have a chance to get far in this, you're going to want to start pulling some crates here. And they're not cheap, 700 a shot. That means 4,900 for 7, but if it gives me the stage 6s I'm missing, then it's worth it, right? So the question is, how good are the drops? Well, knowing how drops work with this game, my feeling is the drop chances are pretty lame. Right now, I just got a bunch of greens and one blue. I'm going to try one more shot, but I don't want to burn up all my keys too quick. The point is, you can get lucky. Whenever you get a red fusion, there's also a chance that could be a stage 6. It's pretty slim chance, but it's there. So that one's pretty good. I got 2 red fusions. That gives me hope for something, so I'm going to move forward on another shot. You're going to burn up your bronze keys very quickly this way. Unfortunately, event after event after event, this is exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to, burn up all my keys and try my best to get stage 6s and all that stuff. That's just the nature of how this game is designed. It's meant to eat up your resources. Now, to get to 1200 right now on the day 1, nice, I got a good stage 6 there. On day 1, you're gonna need to have a pretty strong car. So meaning, if your car is not close to fully maxed, you're probably not gonna get that far with this event. Now you can wait and slowly build it up and do it that way, but that's again a questionable situation. I'm going to go all the way to 7 since I'm already going that far, just to see what I get for loyalty. Hopefully it's not a duplicate stage 6. Generally speaking, I think this game does not, well, I shouldn't say this game, these crates are not supposed to give you duplicates on the first try, and I'm not sure if I did or not. But I'm going to go back and look at my car. If I have 3 new stage 6s, then that would mean I did not get any duplicates. And if I still got 1 missing, I did get, oh, look at that. The 3 I'm missing, I just got it. That's good. So this is how you're going to get your car ready for that showdown through crates. I was missing 3 stage 6. I just got them. Now I'm ready. So let's go ahead and get this car out to the races and do some. I'm going to fully max it, tune it. I'm not going to waste your time and make you watch that. I'm going to go out to the showdown and try to get those 1200 points that I'm going to need. Alright, back here now. Car is tuned and set up. In case you're wondering, the Zoo car tune is pretty straightforward. 5.0 nitrous, 2.18 final drive, and 0-100 tire. That's with full fusion. So with all 3 stage 6s installed now, I now have a fully maxed Venom on this account, and therefore I am now ready to push that 1200 points. Now, what is the deal with this? With these initial, I don't know. I mean, I don't really see them doing anything other than just giving you some pretty easy races to kind of get the hang of the feel of the race in the beginning and testing out your car. But other than that, these initial races really, I haven't seen them do anything. They certainly don't make your trophy races easier if you go slower, and they don't make it harder if you go faster. It may have some initial effects only in the sense that the first guy you meet that's a real player may not be a fully maxed F5 Venom. But again, because the way the trophy count works, it really doesn't matter what happens. You're going to be dealing with this no matter what. Alright, looks like I have a little bit of gas to add here, so I'm going to go take care of that first, then we'll continue and start racing. And we're back. Yes, I did watch all those videos to get that gas. I didn't save up gold by constantly spending it on videos unless I have to. Obviously, doing a wild card, I don't mind, but generally speaking, when I'm doing other type of live racing or these kind of events, if the gas ads work, I'm going to watch them, because a penny saved is a penny earned. Okay, well in this case, a gold saved is a gold earned. Okay, now, with now my fully maxed card, I'm going to just go ahead and blow through these initial runs, which does nothing more than give you a chance to practice a little. And I launched too early. That's going to be a horrible run. 7.1 probably. 7.093, close enough. And you get to wait for the other guy to catch up. Come on, any day now. Right now I'm still racing the computer. You're doing what they call placement races. Although I have no idea what that means, other than by the time you're done, you have 300 trophy, and the next guy you race could be a fully maxed F5 Venom, even if you're driving something really slow. So I guess, in a way, they will try, maybe they try to match you with somebody who's somewhat on your level, at least for the beginning trophies. But anything over, say, 350 trophies, you're going to start seeing fully maxed Venoms left and right. Okay, again, placement race, good thing is no gas cost. I like that. It used to, I think, cost gas. I don't know when they started doing no gas cost, but let's see. That's a good thing. I'm not complaining, right? So now, again, too early, so I need to tweak my launch point to be a little bit lower. This is where these placement races really help. Gives me a chance to kind of get a feel for how the game is running as of today, because every time I run this game in Showdown, well, I can't quite put my finger on it why, it seems to run slightly differently. So you get your frustrating days where you're coming in feeling strong, and then you can't launch this car for your life. And other days it'll launch perfectly, even though you think you're launching late. Who knows? It could be lag, it could be the device, it could be you, but you know, launch points and consistency is extremely important for Showdown. So I gotta make sure I get a feel for this launch point as well as possible before I start racing real people. So my launch technique, again, I'm just letting go of the I'm not letting go of the gas, I should say. I don't let go of the gas. I hold the gas down the whole time. And where I would normally let go of the gas to let it go to green right on go by kind of just dropping the needle is when I hit the launch button. I don't actually let the needle go because it'll drop it for you. So if you watch, I'm actually launching on a negative time according to the reaction time. But it doesn't matter in this game. The reaction time more or less only dictates how much the needle drops as you hit the launch button. So if you can time it to drop it right there, you have now eliminated the need to let go of the gas. You don't have to watch the needle drop and then try to hit go or the launch button right as go comes. That's another technique, but again, the more moving parts, the harder the technique. And for me, this is the easiest one. I just look for the flash on the one, and boom, that was early. I think I need to wait for the flash to be fully in view. So again, that's the trick to that timing thing. If you can't quite pinpoint it on the countdown when to launch, it can be very difficult to get a perfect launch. The other one to watch is you can alternatively, instead of watching the countdown, if you're good at this, you can also, with some cars and some timing, watch the launch button light. That's almost like watching the lights drop on a tree, Christmas tree on a drag strip, because it goes like yellow, yellow, green, or yellow, red, green, depending on how this thing goes. You'll see that the light changes. You can watch that light, and if you can time it to that light, that's another way to do it. Although timing it right to the yellow light is still too early to launch, so I'm going to stick with timing to the countdown rather than light, because Then I have to watch for the light to change, and it kind of flips at a certain rate, but it's not easy to time. Whereas the countdown, it's just easier for me to time. So now I'm about to, oh, that was probably a real player already. I didn't even realize. So I need to get my act together, because now I'm racing real players, and as I move up the ranks, once I get over 500-600, I'm going to start seeing some much faster cars, which means I can't be making the mistakes I'm making now. Right now, I'm still racing cars that are well below my capabilities, so a little screw up won't mean anything. But once you get to that top point where you're racing other cars like yourself, fully maxed, you can no longer make that kind of mistake. That one was too late. The other ones were too early. So I'm not quite getting a feel for this as well as I should. Again, I need to get that launch point perfect. Now, sometimes I will use the needle drop method if I find I'm just struggling too much with the launch button method, but I don't prefer it. Generally speaking, I just need to adjust how I'm looking at the countdown in order to get the needle drop perfectly. Alright, so this is a 7.4 car, or 7.3 car if you do real well, so I'm going to be a little more careful. So right there, much more close to exactly perfect, and that's what I'm looking for. This should be a good run, and it should be an easy win. Now, that car obviously isn't maxed. I haven't quite gotten far enough to start hitting fully maxed opponents yet, but I will. Before I get to 1200, I can guarantee you I'm going to hit some fully maxed F5 Venoms. Okay, so let's move. Again, you're matched by trophy, so it's irrelevant what you're running. If you're able to get to a certain trophy count, you're going to face opponents of the similar trophy count. So you're going to face tougher and tougher opponents. And you're going to face guys like me that's just trying to get through these counts. I'm just trying to move up. But in the meantime, I'm racing everybody that is also at this same count. That's not meant to, hurt you. It's just the way matchmaking works in this. This is definitely very different than live racing. So you cannot use the matchmaking concepts you learn in live and try to understand Showdown through it. It's totally different. Showdown does not care what your car runs. It does not care about your dyno. It does not care about your upgrade. It only cares about where in the trophy count you're at, and based on that trophy count, it will try to find an opponent somewhere near that trophy count as well. If that opponent happens to have a fully maxed F5 Venom, and you happen to have a stock whatever Venom GT Spider, and you got this far, guess what? You're still racing me. So that's how this works. There's no, boy, I butchered that one. There's nothing about fairness with regard to how fast a car is. They don't care. The game doesn't care about that. It only cares about your trophy count. So I see people complaining about this all the time. Oh man, I have a slow car. Why is it matching me to these super fast cars? Well, super fast car guy came in late and happen to have the same trophy count you do, and for that race at least, you happen to get the super fast guy. And in this case, I happen to be that super fast guy as far as these other guys I've just raced are concerned. I'm sure they're not happy. Man, why did that max guy have a fully maxed Venom matched up against me? Well, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get through these ranks, and unfortunately, I got to step on a few stones to get there, and you guys happen to be those stones. So until I get to the ranking where everybody's running the same car I am, I'm going to start, I will still run slower cars, and slower cars are going to lose. Okay, that's just the way Showdown works. This is why if you don't like losing and you don't have a fully maxed car, then think really hard about whether you should be jumping into Showdown at all, because you're going to lose. Okay, you need the fastest of the fully maxed car to get to the really high rankings. And here we go, starting to see F5 Venom concepts. Probably not a fully maxed one, but same car I got. So need to be careful here and watch how I shift. Try to get a good run. Now again, like I said, probably not a fully maxed one, but he got pretty far. And if I go any further, it's going to be fully maxed cars, because I am trying my best here to get to that 1200 in one shot, non-stop, and I'm going to try to drive the best I can in the process as well to lose as few as I can. Right now I'm on 12 races, 733. That means 500 points to go, and based on the point value jumps of 30 to 50 a shot, it's not that many more races. I can probably do this in 20 some races if I don't lose too many. Okay, so here we go. Again, launch point's real important on this car. You got to get either dead on perfect or very near that perfect. Don't be early or late. Either one will hurt you. But once you get it, then it's just like a hair wheel spin and boom, off to second, nitrous third, deep good shifts or early good shifts depending on. See, I shift differently than how Zukar showed in his video. His device seems to be able to shift almost right dead on the early perfect visually where you see the needle and it's perfect. When my visual shows the needle that deep into deep good, I'm actually late and I run worse. So I'm actually shifting a little bit earlier than, and basically compensating for whatever visual lag there might be on my screen. Okay, so again, as you can see, I'm not really shifting right on the line there. I'm shifting a little bit earlier, but by the time my click is registered, the needle moved a little more. So it makes a difference overall, to me at least, in the times I get. Okay, the later I shift, I actually hurt the time. And again, I've never been able to duplicate any of the world record runs, whether it's just because I suck or my device is just not cooperating, who knows. I've came close on a few different cars with easier shift patterns, but generally speaking, I'm always at least 200-300s off from whatever world record is. Okay, that doesn't hurt me, nor do I really care. I mean, I'm not going for top 100. I'm just going for top 1,000 to 3,000. So it's not a big deal. As long as you're consistent enough to get that 6.95 pretty often, you should be all right. And again, you know, the reason why these games are actually challenging is because as people, we're not perfect. We can't duplicate everything like a computer would. So that's why it's actually an interesting challenge. If you know, this is why guys who see top guys using stuff like macros and auto touch, they get very upset because you're taking away the one factor that actually makes the game somewhat challenging as far as from a human challenge standpoint is concerned. If you're using auto touch and that kind of stuff, basically, you know, a computer's playing for you. It'll never make a mistake. It'll always duplicate the same thing. And of course, you'll never lose. But obviously, that doesn't mean you had done anything right. It just means that the computer didn't do anything wrong. So that's not really playing. I mean, at that point, you might as well program the whole thing to just let the computer do everything, and you just go collect your rewards once in a while. But then it's not really a game anymore, is it? So I don't mind losing. I do want to do it myself. So when I screw up, I can complain to myself and complain to all of you who's watching the video. But, you know, that's part of the challenge. And it's even true in real life when I go drag racing. Watching the light and timing when I hit the gas pedal, you know, and I don't even drive a manual car. I drive an automatic car. If I was driving a manual car, which I did a few times, then you have to sometimes have to work the handbrake, the clutch, and you know, hit the gas and everything all at once. It's a lot to manage. And what you find is a lot of times it's always you beating yourself and not necessarily the other guy beating you. And this is particularly true even in this game. It's about you concentrating and doing the best for yourself. Don't even worry about the other guy. He's going to do whatever he's going to do on his end of the device. What you need to do is what you need to focus on is what you can do repetitively, consistently on your end. And that's really all it is. It's true in real life drag racing so much. It is true also in this game. Now, this game is not anything close to real-life drag racing, so let's not get that confused. I'm not saying this game is duplicating real-life drag racing, but it is a drag racing game, and I do enjoy it. All right. Again, I'm too early. I got lucky. I think he's either not fully maxed or he kind of botched the launch too. Whew. All right. All right. No loss yet. No loss yet. I'm going to lose. That's another thing about Showdown. You're going to lose at some point. Yeah, you're going to lose probably 3 in a row when you do lose, because once you get flustered and you're no longer consistent, things start to fall apart real fast. And sometimes I think matchmaking try to put you against guys that are just better because it knows that you're winning. But regardless, take a break. If you start to lose a lot, don't get too upset, especially when you have a goal like 1200 and you start facing guys that are getting better and better. It gets a little stressful. I mean, especially you start losing, it really gets stressful. So it's something that requires a lot of concentration. And again, I could do, oh my God, I don't know how I'm not losing this. I just double shifted. See, this is where nerves are starting to get to me because I know I'm getting closer and I can feel my hands are starting to get a little twitchier too. Okay, almost there. Come on, let's go ahead and get this done. Again, if you launch well, the shift pattern, as long as you kind of keep overall to it, it's not going to totally kill you. It might be a few hundreds difference, but if you launch wrong, you can't salvage it. You cannot get a 6.9 run out of a bad launch. That just doesn't happen. Okay, whereas this, I can still get a good run as long as I don't red line and let the needle bounce and blah, 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 blah. Then I'm still good, and I can still generally eke out a win moving forward. Come on, I am getting closer and closer. Nerves, oh, that's a good run. For me, anyway. Nerves is starting to, I could feel myself tensing up more and more now before each race. Let's add some gas so I don't have to worry about that popping up. Oh, wait, after I add gas, okay, remember, there's this obnoxious glitch that's going to kick in if I hit that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go home and then come back and hope my next race isn't glitched, because I've caught that glitch before this update. So this is after the update. Maybe the glitch is gone, but I'm not going to risk it because right now I'm doing well. I want to finish this, get to 1200. But this is how I'm going to do. Every time I add gas, I jump back to home. Then I go back in and then hope matchmaking still loves me and gives me somebody who can't drive. And then hopefully I'll get to 1200 and get that Camaro at least. This way I can have all my cars lined up for this event. Okay, all right. So coming out, coming back in, I don't know if anything will change. I don't think so, but concentrate. Okay. Again, trying to do my best run regardless of what the other guy's doing. I don't even read your names. I'm sorry if I'm missing somebody who may actually be on my channel. I don't read your names. I'm not even sure who I'm racing because I don't really care, in a sense. I care about what I'm doing, not what you're doing. Now, if you're doing better than I am, I'll know because you're going to beat me. But as far as I'm concerned, every race I go in, the only thing I care about is getting what I need to do right. Who this guy is, what group he's with, what crew he is, how big and bad he is in theory, I don't care. I only care about what I'm going to run when I run it. All right? But if you do happen to see your name up here and you happen to watch this video, feel free to give yourself a shout out in the comments. I always find it interesting to chat with people who actually raced me in some event, whether Showdown or live. It's always fun to put a different name to the game name. And it's kind of cool if you're actually on my channel. So, all right. So doing well here. How am I doing here? How am I doing? All right, 1169, 21 races, and I think if I don't screw this up, 22 to 23 races should definitely push me over. I find 1169 is a tough spot. Sometimes it won't give you enough points, but generally at this level it will. But sometimes it doesn't give you enough points, and you end up with like 1199, which is very obnoxious. But all right, so again, focus. All right, that was a good launch. So off we go. This should be a win, unless nope, he's not going to catch up from that far back. And there it is. Now the real question: do I get at least enough points to push over 1200? Come on, 1200. 1200. Let me have it. Yes. Just enough. 1209. And there it is. That is the lock-in number 5. So when you hit deliver here, this is another thing people ask about. I hit deliver, my card didn't deliver. No. It's there. Don't stress. Okay? You got the card. Now, instead of losing one and then stressing about whether you still can collect the card, now would be the time to go home and collect the card. And how you collect the card is real simple. You go to garage, you click on this, which has all those lovely wins you have, all those rewards, claim everything. Now you notice there's still one left. Guess what that is? That's your car. The car doesn't deliver like the other stuff. You have to actually click on this for it to deliver. That's assuming the game doesn't crash. I've had it crash at this point too. And there it is. Wow, interesting wheels. I forgot, this is the Dutchboys Camaro. There's so many Camaros in this game, I can't keep track anymore. Here's another one. Okay, and there goes more bronze keys, more gold, because now I'm going to have to shift fusions, shift parts, God only knows, and I'm going to have to spend another 6 million money. But you got to do it. It's lock-in number 5, so that'll be my next step. I'm going to start building this Camaro, looking for parts, and then keep running the event, the OE Builders event, to see if I can actually get there. And if I run into problems, I'll probably document it for you guys and let you know. Well, thank you for joining me for this rather long Showdown video. But I got my Dutchboys Camaro on my second account, and I'm quite happy. Let me know what you think. Feel free to make comments. If you like the video, leave a like. If you like my channel, please subscribe so you can get notifications when I put up new videos. As always, thank you for watching my videos. I'll catch you next time.